this next person is an awesome individual. It's always interesting when you talk to people who help people with the scary stuff, okay? And we don't want to scare you, but some things just are concerning, okay? So Teresa Sheppard of Teresa Shepard Solutions, you really need to check her out, okay? Because she's going to help protect you from some serious scary stuff. So Teresa, tell us all about yourself. Tell us about Teresa Shepard Solutions. Tell us about how you help protect dentists.
Hey, Brandon. Thanks for having me on. Yes, I do deal with scary stuff, but I try to make it not so scary when I'm talking to the doctor and assure them that there is a way out of Scaryville, right?
Awesome.
So I have Teresa Shepard Solutions, and I do primarily risk management consulting and training for dental practices. The other hat I'm currently wearing, I just want to give a brief shout out, is I am transitioning my teledentistry portable oral care company into a nonprofit.
Nice.
So that's in the process, and I'm really excited about that. So
very nice. Excited to learn more about that as that transition takes place.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited about that. So what I do with my consulting, and you can see I've got some little handcuffs going on up here.
Yes.
And what I do is I protect the prosperity and the practice and give doctors peace of mind and profitability. So the way I do that is I provide a service called Snapshots Prevent Mugshots. And what that is it's just a real low-key virtual look inside their practice. I am non-invasive as far as being involved in the practice. I don't want to disrupt anybody's workflow or anything like that. I do need a dedicated computer. So I typically work evenings, I work weekends, I work around the doctor's schedule. So I just basically will open an 8 o'clock patient on a random day on the schedule, and I just start looking. And I look at things that are going to potentially be a liability for the practice, or put the doctor or the hygienist or anybody's license at risk.
Right.
We often forget that we have licenses to protect.
Right.
And they can be taken away from us quickly and seriously. So I take a deep dive and I look at things like documentation. Do we not only have complete documentation to back up everything we did that day, but do we have diagnostics that meet clinical necessity? Are we doing the treatment consults the way that we should? Are we providing, the care the way that we should? Are we proofing all of our perio patients? I look at things like that, because then you're talking about supervised neglect.
Right.
In some cases, negligence if you're not doing enhanced oral cancer screenings, things that are so important. One of the primary things that I find most often, and it's not intentional, but is insurance fraud.
Yeah.
Insurance fraud is a felony. And as practice owners and provide, we just don't think of it in those terms. So I often ask doctors, how many felonies did you commit today? I get some pretty strange looks, because they're like,
what do you mean?
I'm not a felon, I don't commit felonies. Because we think of something like strong-armed bank robbery or something like that when we think of a felony, right? But practices commit felonies every day, all day. They just don't know it.
It's very interesting, and we've talked before, and you've given some examples in the past, but it's because I know a lot of people listening are thinking, okay, well, I do everything on up and up. I dot all my I's and I cross all my T's. We don't have any problems in my practice. We prophy all our perio patients. We don't do anything that you're talking about, Teresa. But that's the thing. It's not the things that you're doing out of negligence. It's the things you may not realize that you're making a mistake on that can be the most problematic. So give us a story. Give me one example that you kind of like orient people's brains as to what you're talking about and what could really happen.
Right. So often it's not what I do see. It's often what I don't see that can cause a problem. So, doctors are afraid of getting sued, and they should be, because that's a scary thing. And many times it's your malpractice insurance is just writing big fat checks, not because you did anything wrong, but because you're not defensible. And that's really where I take that snapshot and I find out where the weaknesses are in the practice in terms of defensibility.
Right.
And so one example would be, I'm often looking at charts and it'll say something like, periodic exam, prophy, 4 bite wings, next visit, prep number 3. It may say something about, there might be a blood pressure on there, there might not be, but that really is pretty consistent. You'd be surprised at how many people don't go a whole lot further than that. It doesn't say who ordered the x-rays, only the doctor can order films.
Right.
But why were they taken? What is the clinical necessity for that? Many practices don't understand they have to have clinical necessity for their diagnostics, and that the fact that the doctor needs to document why they needed them, that they actually viewed them, what was the diagnosis, and the conversations with the patient regarding treatment plan and things like that. So I often find things like that going on. I take a look, and this is kind of where the fraud comes in respect of insurance coding and billing, is maybe it will say 4 bite wings on the ledger, and that's what's walked out, and that's what's on the claim form, but I don't see them in the images center. So did we not take them, or did we take them and for some reason they didn't get saved? Did they get some? And sometimes they're assigned to another patient. I look for things such as inaccurate or unlawful write-offs. We're doing a lot of insurance adjustments, insurance plan adjustments. We're doing a lot of, this is my next door neighbor and my best friend, so I'm not charging them their copay.
Right.
All of those things need to be done in an accurate, legal manner.
How easy is it for you to help someone out and kind of bring this to light to them? Because your process doesn't take too long, does it?
No, it's just typically, I take about 20 hours. What I do first is I look at it as a provider would look at a patient. So I'm looking at my practices, my clients as patients. First, I'm going to do triage. I'm going to have a conversation with that patient, with that client, and just, have a little chat and kind of get the lay of the land. Then what I do is I do the triage, which is the snapshot. I go in and I gather those diagnostics and I get that information and I put my treatment plan together, which is the report of my recommendations and findings. And then I do my treatment consult, which is I go over that report with the doctor. And I can honestly say that if I cannot find something that is causing your practice to be at risk or your license to be at risk, I can honestly say I will refund your money.
We love hearing
because
things like that. We love those money back guarantees.
Money back guarantee. And because it's that serious,
yeah.
And most practices don't realize layers upon layers upon layers of things, even though they do their very best. There's layers upon things. And I always find lots of lost revenue.
So I'll tell everybody, so we're talking about lost revenue finding, and we're also talking about things that could put you at risk. So there's two sides of this coin. And Teresa has actually been helping dentists protect themselves and find extra money. So awesome at what she does. And she really cares and is really passionate about helping these dental offices out. So I suggest everybody get your snapshot done with Teresa. So text snapshots to 215-543-6454. That's snapshots 215-543-6454. And that'll connect you with Teresa Sheppard, and she can talk to you about how to get your snapshot done. How do people reach out to you directly? They just want to ask you some questions.
Well, they can call me. Wrong number, wrong finger. My number is 209-222-0750, or Teresa, Teresa at teresashepard.com. Or you can, I have a contact page, www.snapshotspreventmugshots.com.
Awesome.
And I did take Paul's advice and I raised my fees. However, I do want to offer, I will still honor the previous fee for the Nacho community through September.
That is awesome. So listen, September, that awesome month, you got the old pricing until the end of this month. So we appreciate you doing that and giving that deal to the Nacho verse. But even at the higher pricing, she's very worth it. And like she said, she will actually give you a money back guarantee if she can't find anything. So get your snapshot done, everybody. You'll be thankful that you did it. Thank you so much, Teresa, for joining us and being such an important member of our Dental Nachos community.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.